Classic WoW is home to hundreds of unique environments and quest locations, and exploring them while leveling up is one of my favorite parts of this massive game. Planning out your attacks, finding new approaches to reaching your goals, and knowing when to step back and reevaluate. These are key steps on your journey to max level and obtaining powerful new items. This effect is amplified in hardcore mode, where a single misstep in a cave or off a wooden plank could spell doom for your character if you're not careful. Today, I want to analyze one of my favorite tricky questing spots within the untamed wilds of Stranglethorn Vale, going over its unique history and geography, along with some of the secrets found here. Let's unpack the intricate danger of the Ruins of Zul'Kunda, one of the most perilous strongholds in this zone. As always, thank you for the fun comments and support, and with all that being said, let's get right into it. Before we dive too deep into the details of this ruined city, it's important to understand how Zul'Kunda fits into the broader context of this zone. This is the capital of the Bloodscalp tribe, a group of jungle trolls who were once a part of the Gurubashi Empire. While the original empire is no more, the Bloodscalp have split off and developed their own territory in northwestern Stranglethorn, now hampering trade and exploration by other factions. In-game, this is often regarded as a mid-30s area in terms of questing, but you might return for another incursion even after hitting level 40, as there are some higher level objectives as well. The orcs at Gromgal base camp want to clear their way into the jungle, Brother Nimitz at the rebel camp wants to study the troll legends of old, and one of the most famous horde questlines here has adventurers headhunting the witch doctor and chieftain of the tribe, hoping to find the lost son of Vol'jin. Both Horde and Alliance players have an interest in clearing this place out at some point, but the real question is not what, but how. Let's look at a map of the area. It's a sizable landmark in this part of the zone, and there are also multiple entry points that make tackling Zul'Kunda such a unique and flexible challenge. Heading west from Nessingwary's expedition or north from Gromgal, the most straightforward entrance is on the eastern side of the city, where a path emerges within the jungle leading up into the ruins. It's heavily guarded, and also pretty far from any of the specific objectives, making it rather appealing to try and find another angle of attack. As someone who grew up playing WoW alone, and more recently on a self-found hardcore warrior, this was one of the spots that demanded extra careful preparation and scouting beforehand. On the other side of the city, near the coast, the nearby ruins of Zuldaya extend out onto the beach, with a nice pathway leading up to the capital. The trolls here are slightly higher in level, but there are fewer of them, and once you're in the city, it is a shorter battle up to the top level. Even shorter still if you're able to parkour up and around the hills on a mount. If starting down at the beach isn't to your liking, a third approach can be found by scrambling up and over the foothills in the south. There are a few points where you can drop down and start moving amongst the ruins here. No matter how you enter though, you will encounter a few issues, or maybe several. The mob density is a step up from nearly anywhere else you've encountered so far on your journey, and with the trolls being humanoids, you know they're going to run directly into another camp of enemies at low health. Pretty much every enemy has at least one signature ability: healing, ranged attacks, and rage damage, just more factors to increase the risk little by little. The patrols are also something to take note of, crisscrossing throughout the more populated areas, and throwing a wrench into what is already a delicate arrangement of enemies. Combining this with the Bloodscalp Hunter's ability to net you in place for a full 10 seconds, it's a deadly combination if you're not equipped for it. I'm almost certain I would have met my end here once if it wasn't for my Night Elf's Shadow Meld stealth ability. This southwest corner up against the wall is such a cramped, nerve-wracking spot, and you'll only need to deal with about 7 trolls inside this courtyard to pick up the tablet. All of that to say, I find Zul'Kunda to be a fascinating, dangerous space in WoW. The Bloodscalp capital is a destination, sure, but it's also kind of mysterious, tucked away in the northern corner of the zone with all sorts of little enclaves and treasures to be found within. It has verticality and these segmented cubicles and large walls with small pockets of space in between, and yet plenty of other small details to appreciate as well. This two-tiered pool with a waterfall in between, the piles of stolen supplies littering the camps, the central road with the smaller areas branching off from it, it feels much more like an established city than pretty much any other ruins in the zone, maybe except for the Raid of Zul'Gurub, and in my opinion it vastly outclasses the Skull Splitter Troll capital of Zul'Mamwe to the south, which is much more spread out within a large valley. I want to end with one more detail about Zul'Kunda that could save you a lot of time on your next playthrough. I discovered this back when I was a kid, and I'm sure others have as well, but it's a great way to approach a targeted strike on either the Troll Tablet or the two bosses up at the top of the city. By jumping from the hills here on the eastern side, you can land on top of this wall, then carefully run along this very thin ledge above the waterfall to safely reach the upper level. It also works in reverse as a quick getaway strategy, a classy way to show your parkour mastery in classic WoW in one of the very few spots where it actually matters. And hey, these insights might just save you a trip to the graveyard, or a trip to the character creation screen next time you're leveling up here. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the Ruins of Zul'Kunda, and maybe next time you're questing in the area, you'll approach it in a new way, or try out a different strategy as you fight, or sneak your way to the top. A special thank you to my channel members who provide bonus support for these videos, and until next time, may the Force be with you.